I like cash money, yeah, baby, I'm a stunner. I'm a boss, I can do what I wanna. Your last was a dude, boy, that wasn't running. Made it to the top floor, but we started from the gutter. Shot up to the moon, we ain't never going under. Hits on my old town slugger.
The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Chicago Bears. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Flushed out right. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their own 37. Back to throw. Fields. He's got a man here. It's Montgomery. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big connection on that one. 30 yards.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A shotgun snap. Fields. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Lions are going to take over here up near the 40. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
Well, it certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Throwing again on second down. Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Fields throw complete here to Kmet. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
A gain of 15. First down, Bears.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Looking left side, and it's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That's 30 yards now in the last 2 plays. Back-to-back 15-yarders, and they're rolling. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Once more, Montgomery. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Santos with the extra point, and that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give them
pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. From the gun, here's Swift. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. So their move is to decline that so they don't get another 2nd down. It'll be 3rd.
So that has to tell us that they're pretty confident in their 3rd down defense, right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's a sub package or nickel package, whatever they want to run out there, they feel like they can defend here on 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here comes the Lions punter now. Back deep, Jakeem Graham. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Bears take over.
At their own 46-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again especially since they lost the last time out.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number, and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To the air again, Fields. That is caught inside the 5. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. From the gun, here's Fields. He'll buy some time right. And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Fields. Eluding the pressure right. Touchdown! It's complete. Marquise Goodwin with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7.
14, Lions 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Forced out to his left. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hawkinson. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
7.
They go play action here on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. We've seen the pressure get to him several times in this game. There, though, we see him escape it.
And we've seen this rookie video before as well. That type of pressure, oftentimes, what do you resort to? Your legs, try and escape. What you hope is that this doesn't become habit for him, that he learns how to handle the pressure, still keep his eyes downfield, and make some throws.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. His throw incomplete.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Now back to throw. Flush to his right. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. Back to throw here. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. He's at the 30. 10. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 37-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Eddie Goldman breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. Back to throw. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. They find some open field here. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10, down at the 33.
Lions, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
14's the mic. 14's the mic. Man out, man out, man out, man out.
On play action, they'll throw. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he gets it down to the 32. Not much there, only a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Second and 9 now. Being chased out left. Finding room to the 20. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Bears' 6-yard line.
2nd and 2. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Simi Fehoko, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions have got it back to a 1-score game. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
Lions 14.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum down.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Fields on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Grant. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Here's Fields. And that'll be incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Here's Fields. Flushed out right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
On the left side, it's complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Second and 3. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 26.
Lions, first down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Off play action. Fields steps away. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
A 7-yard pickup brings up
to throw again on second down. Fields. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off at the 21. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Swift. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Swift. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 111 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
On first down, Swift. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 13-yard line.
19 flagging, 19 flagging. You don't want nothing. You don't want nothing. Hey, you don't want to see me.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 3rd down, here comes Swift. Oh, he bowls over it. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5.
Tackle made at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
50. Hey. Watch the safety creep.
Here's Swift. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. His 1st touchdown on the year. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. Point after, right down the middle. And that gives him a 3-point lead.
24. Bears 21. Jack Fox to kick off.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 39. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Quick hitter here, it's complete. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. They run out of the gun with Swift. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He connected on his 1st. This time it's 39 yards away. And his kick is right there. It's good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Again, Fields.
And here he's got Grant. He's still barreling through. Touchdown, Chicago. Jakeem Grant, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from taking the lead in this game. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll set up a throw. Escaping the pressure right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
14's the mic. 14's the mic. In your...
They'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Returnable for Grant. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Now it's Fields. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
On first down, it's Fields.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw, Fields.
He finds his man, complete. It's Grant. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 13-yard line.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
This one swung out to Montgomery.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 5-yard line.
On second down, Montgomery. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Bears will extend their lead. Santos with the extra point, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it.
27.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
There's still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. In just a one-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage.
He was brought down at the 26.
He'll look to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Robert Quinn able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Now a first down throw, Fields.
He finds his man, complete. It's Grant. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe. He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker.
And the Lions are right back in this football game.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Heady on that one, huh? Getting out of bounds before the 2-minute warning to get an extra timeout, extra opportunity to move the ball downfield. Very smart football.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a first and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll run on first down. Swift, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Eddie Goldman on the stop. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8 at the 50-yard line.
Back to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Third and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. He's going to look deep down the field. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a second and goal. Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
On second and goal, here's the option.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. He's back to throw. Buying time to his left. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Not what you wanted there. It goes as a sack and a loss of a yard. And now it's fourth and goal. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this will be caught. Touchdown. So in the final minute here now, a two-point conversion will tie the game.
The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have two to possibly take this to overtime.
Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right.
And the Lions are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Huge conversion there to tie this thing up, but they're not done yet. Their defense needs to get a stop.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time for the other team to come downfield and put some points on the board, but job one was taken care of. The two-point conversion to get this thing tied.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
drive the Bears offense. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Deep ball for Goodwin. He's got a man, complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 42 yards. So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. They'll spot it at the 40. It's a 50-yard kick for the win. And he got it. He splits the uprights from 50 yards out. And they've come in here and stolen one on the road. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow. And for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they could pick up the fumble or get the interception. And we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5 times. They'll remember this one. So for the Bears, they run their mark to 6-2 on the year. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Indianapolis next week. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans.